Hello friends, welcome back. This is Amit from Magnet, and today we are going to learn that how we create this concept environment inside Unreal Engine 5.4. So first take a look what we are going to create today. So before we start, if you are new to this channel, I recommend you to check my videos, and if you find those videos useful, please do subscribe this channel and turn the notification on. And here I like to shout out for all those people who has already joined me as a member. So if you really want to support me, you can also join me as a member. So let's get started. So I launch my Unreal Engine from here. Then I choose this games option here and click on this third person template. And here I click on the starter content and name my project as tutorial. Then hit create. Then we go to the file, go to the new level and create an empty level here and click on this create. And now we're going to quickly set up our lighting. So for this we go to this window, then we go to this environment light mixer and we click on this create skylight, create atmospheric light, create sky atmosphere, create volumetric cloud and create height fog. And then we go down here and click on this volumetric fog and then we close this window. And now we're going to design our level. So first we're going to create the roadway to the temple. So for this we're going to create a box over here. So we go to the selection mode, then we go to this modeling and we select this box option here, and here we just click, and now we're going to change the shape here. So first we go to this width and we're going to increase the width here, and also we increase the depth here like this, and we decrease the height, so we decrease it to something like that. And also we're going to increase the subdivisions, so we increase it to 5 by 5. Okay, and then we click on this accept here. So this is our floor, and then we go back to our selection mode, and in order to understand the actual size we're going to put a mannequin over here. So we go to this characters folder here, then we go to this mannequins, and then we go to this mesh and we select this mannequin and just drag it over here. Okay, so as you can see that our size look nice here. Maybe we're going to increase it little bit more. So we press R to get this scale gizmo here, and then we increase the scale like this. And also you can see that our mannequin is little bit floating here. So we're going to adjust the position. So we press W to get this position gizmos, and also we deselect all the snapping options here, and then we bring it little bit higher here. Okay. So this is our floor. And now we're going to put a material on it. So for the material, I'm using the Megascan materials. So for this, we go to this content folder and then come over here and right click. Then we go to this add quick cell content. So this is quick cell bridge, and I have already downloaded a material. So I go to this local folder here, and we are going to use this material here. So just click, and here I select this medium quality, but if you want you can use the highest quality for better result. And then click on this download, but I have already downloaded, so I just click on this add button here, and then I minimize this one. So here is the material, and now I'm going to apply this material on it. So I just click and drag it over here. So as you can see that this look nice, but one thing you have noticed that this is a very flat and there is no displacement here. But we are using Unreal Engine 5.4, so we have the advantage of Nanite displacement. So we're going to apply the Nanite displacement here. But for this, we're going to do some additional work. So first we're going to put additional commands to its project file. And in order to open the project file easily, we go to open the Epic Game Launcher and go to this library here. And here is our project file. So just right click on it and then click on the show in folder. So this is our project file. So first we go to this config folder and then we open this default engine folder here. So here is default engine file. And we're going to put an additional command over here. So here is the additional command. And I'm also gave this command in my description, so you can easily get it from there. So first you're going to just select all of this and then just copy it and minimize this one. And I'm going to paste it over here and then press enter and just paste it over here. Okay, so that's it. And then we're going to close it and also save this one. And in order to effect these extra settings, we have to restart our engine once. So we just close it from here and also save our progresses from here. And we have to save our level. So we also name it as tutorial and click save. And once we restart, we have to open our level again. So we go to this content and then open our level, which is called this tutorial. And now we have to change the material to activate the displacement. So first we're going to select this mesh here and then we go to its details panel and here is the material. So just double click to open this material here. And then we go to its parent material, just double click to open this parent material here. And also we maximize the window here. So this is our parent material. And now we're going to change some settings. So first we go to select this material attributes from here. Then we go to its details panel and then we go to this option called this use material attributes and uncheck this one. So now we're going to see all the options to the material attributes here. And now we're going to hook all this texture parameter to this material attributes. So first we're going to connect this albedo map to this base color here. And then we go to this metalness and we connect this to metallic here. And the next texture is ORD map. And this is very important to enable the Nanite displacement because this texture is consist of 3 textures which includes roughness, displacement and the ambient occlusion map. So the R channel is for the ambient occlusion map. So we just connect it to this ambient occlusion slot here. And the green channel is for the roughness. So we connect it to the roughness here. And the B channel is for the displacement. But you can see that we cannot access the displacement channel here. So in order to activate this channel, we select our material attributes and then we go to its details panel here. And then we go down and here you will find this option called this enable tessellation. Just activate it from here and you can see that our displacement node is activated here. Okay, and the last texture is normal map. So we just connect it to this normal here. Okay, just like that, very simple. And now we don't need this node anymore. So we're going to delete this node from here and also delete this one. Okay, so as you can see that we change the parent material. And from now on, if we download any material from the Megascan and if the material share the same parent material, the Nanite displacement is automatically activated for this material. So we don't need to change anything for that material. And now click on this apply and then we save this. Then we close this material bar. And one last thing we have to do that we have to change our mesh as a Nanite mesh. So we select our mesh and then we click on this magnifying glass switch here. So here is our mesh. So just double click to open this mesh here and then here you will find this option called this enable Nanite support. So we just click it over here and also click on this preserve area and then we just click on this apply changes and also save it from here. Then we close this. Okay, so now if we look closely, you can see that we have this Nanite displacement here and maybe you cannot understand the displacement here because the displacement is very small here. So in order to increase the displacement, we have to open the material again. And we place the material over here. And then we go to this material property overrides, expand this. And then we go down, and here we will find this displacement scaling. So just expand this and also activate this option here. Then we go to this magnitude and we increase the magnitude up to 20 here. Okay. And now if we save this, you can see the displacement is very prominent here. So this is how you can enable the nanite displacement to any mesh here. And now we're going to duplicate this mesh to make a roadway. So we select this axis here and press and hold the Alt key, and then we just drag it to duplicate this mesh and make a road-like shape here. Okay, and then also duplicate it again. So this is our roadway, and I'm going to make it this long, but if you want, you can also extend it to here. And now we're going to put some railing over here. So for the railing, again, I'm going to download an asset from the Megascan, and I'm going to use this one. So you just click on it. So here is the asset. So first we're going to convert this asset as a nanite asset. So just right click on it and then go to the nanite and click on this enable nanite. So this is our nanite mesh now. And now we're going to put it over here. So you just drag and drop over here. Also rotate this one and place it over here. Okay. And now I'm going to duplicate it to cover all this area here. And also we're going to do the same work to this side also. And now we're going to create the temple. And for the temple assets, I'm going to use this Valley of Ancient asset pack. So in order to download this, just click on this create project. And then here from you can choose the path where you want to download this project file. And then just click on this create. And once you download, you will find this folder called this Valley of Ancient. Just double click to open this. And here from you can get the project file. But we don't need to open this project file. Just go to this content folder. And here from you can get this folder called this ancient content. So we just copy this folder from here. And then we come to our actual project file, which is called this tutorial. And then we go to this content folder. Just double click to open. And here we're going to paste the folder. And after you copy the file, we again come back to the Valley of Ancient folder. And then we go to this derived data cache folder. Then open this. And we're going to copy this file also. So just copy. And then we go back to our project folder. So this is our project folder. And again we go to the derived data cache folder. And here we paste the file. And once you're done copying, you will find this folder which is called this ancient content is available here. And in order to work it properly, we have to restart our engine again. So we just close it from here. And once we restart, we can easily access all those files here. So if we go to the geometry folder under this ancient content folder, then if we go to the static mesh filter, and if you not have any filters over here, just go to this 3-line option here and select any filters. And in this case, we select the static mesh filter and we get the filter over here. And before we start designing, we're going to download another asset from the Epic Game Marketplace. And we're going to download this asset called this Paragon, Agora and Monolith environment. And once you download the asset, you can find the folder into our content browser. So if we go over here and select our content, and here you can find this folder called this Paragon props. Just double click to open and then select the static mesh filter again. And here you can get all these assets here. So we have enough asset to design our level here. So first we start from the door here. And for the door, we're going to use some arc model here. And we get some arc model from this Paragon props. So we go down and here you can see that this is the model that we're going to use for the door here. So we bring that model over here. And as you can see that this model is quite big. So we're going to use this scale here. And we're also going to rotate this. So we just press E. And then we rotate it like this. And then we're going to place it little down here. Okay. And then we're going to duplicate those railing to fill the area here. Also do the same to this side. Okay, and also we're going to put a mannequin over here. So we have our mannequin here and we bring it to this side here. So you can see that this is our actual height of the door here, which is quite big, and this look really amazing. And now we're going to use some pillar asset from the ancient content to design this door here. So again, we uncheck the static mesh filter and then we go up to the content browser here, select ancient content folder, then we select geometry folder, and here you can find this folder called this pillar collection. Just double click to open, and then we select the static mesh filter again, and here you can get so many nice assets. So maybe we're going to use this one. So first we bring it over here and then we place it a little bit higher, and also we increase its scale. So we press R and then increase the scale here like this. Maybe we can rotate it to this side and then we place it here. Okay, like this. And also duplicate it to this side. So we press and hold the Alt key and just drag any axis to duplicate and place it here. Okay, and now we're going to use other pillar asset. So maybe we use this one and place it here. Okay, and again we duplicate it one more time and place it here like this. Okay, and we do the same thing to this side. Okay, like this. And now we're going to use another asset. So maybe we can use this one and then we increase its scale. Also you rotate this, then we place it over here like this. And also we do the same thing to this side. So we duplicate this one over here and then right click on this. Then we go to this transform switch here and click on this mirror Y. So in that way we can mirror it to this side. Okay, just like that. And now we're going to use other assets. So maybe we can use this one. So as you can see that there are so many nice assets. So you can use any asset you want. And every time you use different asset, you can really make a nice design to your scene. So this all depends on you that how you want to design. So feel free to experiment with different assets here. So maybe we can use this asset. Okay, and also we're going to put some of these assets here. So maybe we can use this one. And now we're going to create the wall. So for the wall, I'm going to use this asset here. So just bring it over here. And then we rotate this to this side. And we increase its scale. And then place it here. And then I duplicate this. So this will be our wall asset. And then we select all of these three here. And then we duplicate it. Okay. So this is our basic wall. And now we're going to design it by some assets here. So we're going to use this pillar asset again. So we just bring it here. Okay, and now we're going to use other assets here. So let's see. So we're going to use this asset. So we just bring it here. And we're going to increase its scale again. And then we duplicate this. Okay. And now also we use the same asset to make it here. So we just duplicate again and place it over here. Okay, so as you can see that our pillar looks something like that. And you can also use different asset to make it more complex design here. But I think this look nice for now. And now we're going to extend our floor to this area. So we use the same asset for the floor. So we're just going to duplicate this one. So as you can see that we extend all this area by using the same floor model here. And now we're going to make the temple here. So maybe we're going to use this area to build our temple. So for the temple asset, again, I'm going to use some asset from this ancient content. So we're going to use this gate model here. Just bring it over here. And then we place it here like this. And also we rotate this. And we're going to rotate it to 90 degree. So in order to make it precise, we enable this snapping switch here. And then come over here and we rotate it to 90 degree here. Okay, very simple. And then we're going to increase its scale. So we press R and increase the scale like this. And also we place it here. Okay, so if you see from here, this is the size, but we're going to make it more big. So we again increase its scale. Okay, and then we place it higher here. Okay, and also we place it little bit this side here. Okay, and then again we going to duplicate it. So we duplicate it here, and in this time we're going to decrease its scale little bit down and place it here, and also we rotate it to this side. Okay, and then we do the same thing to this side, and we again rotate it to this side like this. Okay, and then again we duplicate it again and we increase its scale, and then we rotate it. And we place it here. And then again duplicate it to this side here. Okay, so as you can see that we use the same asset but placing it in different position, it look really amazing. Okay, and then again we have other assets, so maybe we can use this one. So we bring it over here like this and increase its scale again, then place it here, and also we rotate it. Okay, and then also we have this asset here. and place it here. And then finally we going to duplicate this asset again and place it over here, and then we increase its scale very big here. Okay, and also we going to duplicate some of this temple asset again and place it over here. So now we're going to turn our scene into a nighttime scene here. And for the nighttime scene, we're going to use the HDRI backdrop. So first we're going to enable the plugin. So for the plugin, we go to this edit and then we go to this plugins tab here. And in the search bar, we type for HDRI. And here you can find this HDRI backdrop plugin. Just enable it. And if you are prompt to restart your engine, then restart your engine. And then you close this window. And in order to apply the HDRI backdrop, we go to this box option here. And you go to this place actor panel, and in the search bar we type for HDRI, and here is the HDRI backdrop. So we just drag it over here. So as you can see that we apply the HDRI backdrop into our scene, and then we close this place actor panel. And as you can see that this HDRI backdrop comes with the default HDRI map, but we're going to change this. And I'm going to use this HDRI map from the Polyhaven, and I'm also give the link in the description down below. And in order to download, first you come over here to select our resolution. So I select the 4K resolution here, and also select the format. I select the HDR format here, and just click on this download. And once you download, here is the HDRI map. So we're going to bring this HDRI map into our project here. So we uncheck the static mesh filter from here, and then we go to this content folder, and then we bring this HDRI map to our project file. So we just drag it over here, and here is this HDRI map. So first we're going to open this HDRI map and we change some settings to its color. So we go down here, and here is this adjustment tab here, and first we're going to decrease the brightness. So we just come over here and type 0.2, and then we go to this brightness curve and we increase the value to 2 here, and also close this. And now we're going to apply this HDRI map to our HDRI backdrop. So we select our HDRI backdrop from here, and then we go to its details panel. And in this cube map slot, we're going to change this cube map with this new one. Okay. So as you can see that this is our sky now. And now we're going to change some settings. So first we go to this intensity here, and we change this value to 2 here. And then we go to the size, and we increase the size to 4000. And after that, we go to the details panel again and go down here and select the skylight option here. And here also we have this cube map slot. So we're going to use the same HDRI map here. But as you can see that when we drag this HDRI map, it shows the red color. So we cannot apply this HDRI map here. And in order to apply the HDRI map here, we go to the source type option, and then we go to this drop down and we select this SLS specified cube map. Okay. And then we're going to select our HDRI map and we place it over here. Okay. So just like that. And then we go to this intensity option and we decrease the intensity to maybe 0.5 here. And then also we go to this real-time capture option and we enable this one. Okay, and now we're going to delete some actor from here. So first we're going to delete the volumetric cloud. So we go to this search bar and type for, so here is the volumetric cloud. So we don't need it anymore. So we're going to delete this one. And also we go to this search bar and type for sky. And we delete this skylight option here, but we need this sky atmosphere. So we just delete this skylight. Okay. And then we go into directional light and change some settings here. So we go to the search bar and type for directional light. So here it is. And now we go to its details panel here. First we go to the intensity and we decrease the value to maybe 0.1. And change this color to maybe something like bluish color here. Okay, and then we hit OK. And then we go to the source angle and we increase the value to 100 here. And then we go down to this volumetric scattering intensity and we increase this value to 10. Okay, so in that way we will get this kind of nice volumetric lights here. And after that we go to change some settings to our volumetric fog. So we go to the search bar and type for fog. So here is the exponential height fog. So we select this height fog here. Then we go to its details panel here. And then first we go to this fog density option here. And we increase this value to maybe 0.3 here. And then we go to this fog height fall off option here, and we increase the value to maybe 0.4. And then we go down, and here you will find this volumetric fog option here, and here we're going to change the color. So we click over here, and then we make it as a gray color here. So we make it a little bit grayish color here and hit OK. And then we go to this extinction scale option here, and we increase the value to maybe 3.6 here. And after that, we go to the static lighting scattering intensity, and we also increase this value to 10 here. Okay. So as you can see that our scene looks something like that. And now we're going to put a camera into our scene. So for the camera, we go to this box option again, and then we go to this cinematic and click on the Cine Camera Actor. So here is our camera. So we clear the search option here, and here is our Cine Camera Actor. So we right click on it and click on the snap object to view. Okay. And also we're going to create a sequence for our scene. So we go to the sequence tab here and click on this add level sequence. And then we also name it here. So we name it as a tutorial sequence, and then we save this. So here is our sequence. So now we're going to bring our camera over here. So again, we go to this outliner section and search for our camera. And here is our camera. So we just bring it here. Okay. And then we're going to change some settings to our Cine Camera Actor. So first we're going to select our camera component from here, and then we go to its details panel, and first we go to this film back option, and we change the preset to maybe 16:9 DSLR here, and then also come over here, and we're going to decrease our camera focal length. So we're going to make it as a 15 mm lens. So in that way we'll get a nice wide angle lens here. And then again we select our camera component, and we go to its details panel, and in the search bar we type for exposure. So here is exposure. So first we go to this metering mode, activate this option and change this metering mode option to manual. Then we go to this exposure compensation, and we increase the value to maybe 9.5 here. So you can see that this looks something like that. And then also we clear this search bar here, and also we go down. And first we go to this chromatic aberration option here, expand this, and we go to activate the intensity, and we increase the intensity to maybe 1, and also go to the start offset option here, and we increase the value to maybe 0.5 here. And then we go down, and here is the option called the lens flare. Maybe we enable the lens flare and also activate the intensity, and maybe decrease the value to maybe 0.1 here. And then we go to this image effects option, expand this, and also we enable this vignette effect here. And then we go down, and here you will find this option called this film grain, and we enable this option called this film grain intensity, and maybe we increase the intensity to 1 here. Or maybe 1 is too much, so maybe we decrease this value to 0.5. Okay, so as you can see that our scene looks something like that now. Okay, and now we're going to design our temple a little bit more. So we come over here, and in order to see it properly, we're going to uncheck the exponential height fog, and also we uncheck our camera perspective here. So here it is. And now we're going to duplicate this temple here. So first we're going to place this temple a little bit closer here. And also we go to this lit option and unlit our viewport here, so we can see it properly. And then we're going to duplicate this building here. So we just duplicate it over here, and then we decrease its scale. And then we place it over here. Okay, so now we go back to our lit mode here, And also we go to outliner and we enable our fog. So here it is, we're going to enable this, and we go to our camera view here, and then we come over here. So now you can see that our temple looks something like that. Okay, and now we're going to put some extra light to our scene. So first we're going to change our directional light position. So we press Ctrl and L, and then we change the light position here like this. So the light come from this left side here, and then we going to put some extra light. So we go to this box option here, and then we go to this lights, and we put a react light here. So this is our react light, and then we go to its details panel here. First we go to its intensity, and we increase the intensity to maybe 1050 here, and then we go to this attenuation radius and we increase the value to 1 million. And then also go to the source width and we increase this to 1000, and also the source height we do the same, that is 1000 here. And now we going to place our light. So we place our light. First we're going to rotate this light, so the light come from the top here. So we rotate it to maybe 120 degree here, and then or maybe maybe 90 degree downside here, and then we going to place our light here. And then again we duplicate it one more time, place it here, also duplicate it over here. Okay, so as you can see that we duplicate the react light in multiple times and make this kind of lighting here. So if we come back to our actual view side here, so we can get this kind of misty view to our temples here. Okay, so maybe we can place this light over here, and you can get some of the light to our roadway here also. So if we go to the search bar and select any react light, and if you gradually uncheck those react lights from here, so as you can see that when we uncheck those react lights, we can also lose the light from this road here. Okay, so this is how you can relight your scene by some this react lights here, and this look really amazing. Okay, and now we're going to put the pillars on this road here. So for the pillar, again I'm going to use the ancient content. So I go to this content browser, then we go to this ancient content, then again we go to this geometry, and we go to this pillar collection, and we select the static mesh filter here, and here from we can use those pillars here. So maybe we use this one over here. So first we start from here, and then we use this one or maybe this one here. And we place it over here. And then we duplicate this, maybe rotate it little bit. And then we duplicate this pillar to this side also. And then we come over here or maybe use this one. So I place it over here. Okay, and then we have other assets, so we're going to use them. Okay, so with this pillar, you can see that our scene looks something like that. And now we're going to also put some of these broken pillars on this road. So maybe we can use this asset here. So we just bring this asset down to the floor and then we rotate this. So we can make that this pillar is broken from this actual pillar set here. Okay. And also go to this sequencer and we can decrease the aperture so we can brighten up our scene a little bit more. Okay. So this is how you can arrange those pillars, and also we can extend those pillar to the very ground here. Okay. And also we can select all of these and maybe we connect it to this bridge here. Okay, so this is our roadway. And now we're going to put some extra assets to make our scene a little bit more dramatic. So we go to this content browser and then again we uncheck the static mesh filter. Then we go to this geometry folder under this ancient content. And we go to this Spire rock collections folder. Just double click to open. And here you can get so many nice rock assets here. So we're going to use them. So first we're going to start with this one. So we just bring it over here. Okay, so as you can see that with that rock asset, this look really amazing. Okay, and then also we duplicate it over here and then we increase its scale and also rotate this. And now you can see that we can get this kind of nice chaotic environment design here. And now we're going to use the same assets or different assets from here and there to make the design. And also we're going to use the same asset to design this wall here also. So we're going to maybe use this one over here. And in order to see it properly, we go to this lit option and unlit it. So we can see that what we are doing here. Okay, so we roughly design our scene here, but when we go to this lit mode here, you can see the beauty here. So you can see that this look really amazing. Okay, and now we're going to put some other assets from the Megascan to design our level here. And I'm going to use some of these assets from here. So I select this one, and some of these dead trees here. And also we're going to use this material here and some of these rock assets, and then just click on this download. And once we add those assets, you can get those assets inside this Megascans folder, and then we click on the static mesh filter, and here is all these assets here. So first we're going to convert all these assets into a nanite mesh. So we select all of this from here and then we right click and go to this nanite option and click on this enable nanite. So in that way all these assets are nanite now, and now we're going to place it here and there. So first you're going to start from this root assets here. So you just bring it over here, and in this time maybe you can put a light in your scene so you can see what you are doing here. So maybe we put a point light over here. Okay, so as you can see that with these assets it also look nice. Okay. And now, as you can see, we have other assets here, so also use them. So maybe first we're going to use those date trees here. So we're going to place them here. Okay, so as you can see that we put those trees over here and there, and this look amazing. And also we're going to put some decals on it so we can get nice reflective surface here. So for this decal, again we're going to go to this ancient content folder here, and then uncheck the static mesh filter, and then you go to this Megascan folder. So this Megascan folder is inside of this ancient content, and as you can see that we have another Megascan folder which is outside from this ancient content folder. So now we're going to this Megascan folder which is under this ancient content folder. So just double click to open, and then we have this decals folder. So just double click to open, and then we click on this leakage folder. So now we're going to bring this decal into our scene, and this decal is very nice because you can see that this decals creates a nice reflective surface here. So first we're going to increase its scale like this. So as you can see that this decal really make the changes here. Okay, so as you can see that with this decal, it really makes a nice result here. So we can delete this light from here now, and you can see that we get this kind of scene here. And believe me that when you render this in high quality, you will get more nice result. And now we're going to put some torch assets over these pillars here. So for the torch, I'm going to download some asset from the Sketchfab. So this is the torch model that we are going to use here. And in order to download, we go to this download 3D model. And if you use this asset, you have to mention the creator's name here. So this is the credit for the creator. And we're going to download this FBX version. So you just click on this download, and then you go to this folder. And here you can find the asset. So first you go to the source folder here. So this is the model, and we're going to bring this model into our project. So in order to bring it here, first you go to this content, and then we create a new folder here. So just right click and create a new folder, and name this folder as 3D models. And then you open this folder, and here we're going to bring the asset. So you just select this asset and bring it over here. And also we're going to make it as a Nanite mesh. So we just click on this built-in Nanite option here and click on this import all. And we also going to import the textures. So we go to this folder again, and here is the texture folder. So we also going to bring this folder into our project here. So here is the textures, and now we're going to make the material. So we go to this 3D models folder here, and then we open this material here. Just double click to open. So here is the material. So first we're going to delete this default texture here, and we go to this textures folder, and then we bring this texture over here, and then we connect it with this base color here. And also we drag this emissive texture here, and in order to connect this with this emissive color, we also need a scalar parameter so we can adjust the emissiveness. So first we're going to drag this pin here, and we in the search bar we type for multiply node. So here is the multiply node here, and in the B channel of this multiply node, we're going to connect a scalar parameter here. So we search for scalar. So here is the scalar parameter, and we're going to rename this parameter here. So you're going to name it as intensity here, and we put a value to maybe 10 here, and then we connect it with this emissive color. And then we also have this normal map, so we're going to bring it here and connect it with this normal channel here, and then we apply this and also save this here. And this is our fire torch model. So we're going to bring it over here into our scene, and then we're going to place it here. So first we're going to place it here, and now we're going to put a fire on it. So for the fire asset, again I'm going to download some asset from the Epic Game Marketplace. So for the fire, I'm going to use this Niagara asset pack, and which is also free. And once you add the asset, you can find it here. So you just go to this content browser, and here is the folder. So we go to this Niagara folder here, and then we go to this reference folder, and here from you can get this torch folder. So just double click to open, and this is the particle system for this fiery torch. So we're going to bring this particle system into our scene here. So maybe we put it over here, and now you can see that our fiery torch looks something like that. So we're going to adjust the position. So we select this particle system here, and then we place it here. Okay, just like that. And now we're going to put a light on it. So we go to this box option, and then we go to this light and put a point light here. And you can see that our light is set to static. So it shows this red cross sign here. So we go to its details panel here and make it as a movable. And also we're going to change the color from here. So we're going to change the color to something like warmish color here, like this, which is the fire color. And then we hit OK. And also we're going to decrease the intensity to maybe 1 here. And then we're going to place the light on it. And also we're going to increase the source radius here so we can get a softer shadow. So we go to its details panel and we increase its radius. Okay, just like that. And also we're going to increase the attenuation radius from here. So we have our light here, but the light is not flickering here, but we have the fire. So probably we have a flicker light here. So in order to make a light flickering, we have to create a material for our light. So we come over our content folder again, and then we right click on it and create a material for our light. So just click on this material. And then we open this material here. So just double click to open, and then we select this material attributes from here. And then we go to its details panel and go to this material domain, and we change this to light function material here. Okay. So now we're going to put a node called this time node here. So just right click here and then type time, and here is the time node. So just put it over here. And also we need a scalar parameter to control this time. So just right click here and then we type scalar, and here is the scalar parameter, and we're going to name it as a flickering. And then we connect both of this node with a multiply node here. So we just right click and type for multiply. So here it is. And then we connect this time node with this A channel here, and also this flickering to the B channel. And then we're going to put in another node called the sine node here. So just right click and type for sine. So here it is. And then we connect this multiply node with this sine node here. And also we need another node called this frac. So just right click and type for frac. So here it is. Also we connect this sine node with this frac node here, and then we finally connect this frac node with this emissive color here. And then we're going to put a value over here. So we just put a value maybe 0.5 here. So in that way we will get little bit of flickering here. So we just save this one and we minimize this material. And now we're going to apply this material to our light here. So we select our light. So in order to select the light, we go to the search bar and type for light, and here is the point light here. And then we go to its details panel, and then we go down, and here you can find this option called this light function. So we bring this material on this light function here. Okay, so in that way you can get this kind of flickering here. And also we going to duplicate this point light again. So we just duplicate it, and in the second copy of this point light we're going to disable this material here. So we just reset this material. So we can get this kind of flickering, and at the same time we have the static light here. Then we select this previous point light, and maybe we go to its material. So we just open this material, and we're going to increase the time flickering amount. So maybe put 1. So we can get more flickering frequency here, and then we minimize this. So now we have this 4 component which can make these fiery torch assets here. So we can select all of these 4 assets and make a group. So we select both of these lights here, and then we press and hold the shift key and select this fiery torch 3D model and also this particle system. Okay, and then we put it in a single folder. So we just click on this plus switch folder here, and then we rename this folder. So we just rename this folder as a torch, and then we go to the search bar and clear this search bar here, And so now you can see that all of these 4 components are in a single folder here. And now we're going to make a group for these 4 assets. So we just select all of these 4 assets and then right click and click on this group here. So now we can move all of these assets together. So we come over here and then we can move those assets together here. So we're going to place this asset over here. So now if we press G, so as you can see that our scene looks something like that with this light here. So again, we're going to duplicate this light to multiple times. So maybe we can duplicate it over here. Okay, so now if we come over here, you can see that eventually our scene looks something like that. So we're going to close to our end result here. So now you can see that this look really amazing. And then we select our HDRI map and we go to its details panel and maybe we can rotate our HDRI map. So maybe we can rotate it and make it here like this. Or maybe we can put this bright area behind this temple. So okay, so you can see that this look really amazing. Okay, so now we going to put some other assets here. So first we're going to change the material of some of these pillars here. So we have downloaded a material from the Megascan. So we go to this Megascan folder, then we go to the surfaces, and we also enable this material instance. So we can see all this material into single place here. So we have this material here. So we're going to apply this material on some assets. So maybe we can change this material with this material. So we just bring it over here. Okay, as you can see that this material look nice, and we can also change this material here. So we just bring it over here, and you can see that this look really amazing. And this material also have the nanite displacement. So if we open this material here and first we go to this global option and expand this, and then we go to this tiling and expand the tiling here. So we can increase the tiling. So maybe we can put 5 here and also put 5 here. So we can get more random frequency here. And then we go down and here you can find this displacement scaling option. Activate this option and increase the magnitude to maybe 10 here. So we can get more displaced assets here. Okay, and now we can do the same thing to here also. So we can change those materials here. Maybe you can put it over here also. And we minimize this material. So as you can see that this look really amazing. Okay, and maybe we can place this asset a little bit this side here. And now we're going to put some extra assets. So again we go to this Megascan folder, uncheck this material instance filter, and then go to these 3D assets, select this static mesh filter, and then we bring some of these assets from here. Okay, so as you can see that I designed this area, but you have to design this whole path so you can get a nice result here. So maybe we can also design some of this area here. So we use the same asset. So maybe you can put it over here. Okay, so as you can see that our scene look really amazing here. Okay, so if we press G, and if you see it from here, you can get this kind of nice view here. And now we're going to put some small rock assets here. So for the rock asset, again, I'm going to download some asset from the Epic Game Marketplace. So for the rock asset, I'm going to use this MW sandstone assets here. So we're going to add this into our project. And once you add the asset, you will find this folder called this MW sandstone. And then if you uncheck this material instance filter, and then we go to this mesh and click on the static mesh filter. So here is all these rocks here. So you can place these rocks manually here, or we can use a physical layout plugin to place them procedurally, or we can use a plugin called this physical layout to place them procedurally. And in order to download the plugin, we go to this Epic Game Marketplace. So here is this physical layout tool. So we have to install this plugin to our engine. So just click on this install to engine. So I have already installed, so I cannot install it again, but you have to install it by clicking here. And once you install the plugin, first you have to enable the plugin. So you go to this edit and then go to this plugins. And in the search bar, we type for physical, and you will find this physical layout plugin. So just enable it from here. And then we have to restart our engine. So just restart from here. And we also save our progresses. And after restart, we close this plugin bar here. And then we're going to reopen our level. So we uncheck the static mesh filter, and then we go to this content folder. And here is our level. So just open this level again. And then we open our sequence here. And also go to this perspective and select our camera. And now we're going to procedurally place our stones here. So maybe we can use this place to place our stones. So again, we go to this content browser. And then we go to this folder which hold the stones here, and also click on the static mesh. And then we go to the selection mode. And after install the plugin, you will find this new option called this physical layout mode. So just click on it. So this is the physical layout mode. First we go to this paint place here. Just click on this mode here. And now we're going to assign those rocks here to place them here. And before we assign all of these stones over here, we have to ensure that all these stones have its collisions on. So in order to make sure, we have to open any stone from here, and then we close to this stone here, and then we go to this collision tab and click on this auto convex collision, and then we come over here and click on this apply. So in that way, you can see that we have these collision markers here, and then we save this. And also we do the same process for all these rocks here. Okay, and now we're going to assign those rocks over here. So we just drag it here, and then click on this add reference mesh, and then we drag it over here and do the same thing again. And now we're going to change some settings from here. So first we go to this minimum distance, and we make it as minimum as possible. So we place 0 here. Okay. And then we go to this minimum position random and the maximum position random, and we go to the Z axis here, and we set the value to 150 here. And then we go to this max rotation random, and we increase the value to its maximum, which is the 360. So we just make it 360 here. Okay. And then we go to the scale option, and we make that uniform scaling switch here, and we make the minimum scale to maybe 0.5 here, and the maximum scale to maybe 0.8. And then we go down here and we enable this option called this place with gravity. Okay, enable this. And now we're going to place our rock assets here. So maybe we come over here and then just click on it, and you can see that we can procedurally place those rocks here. So maybe we can increase the scale of these rocks. So we go to this max random scale and we place it 1.5 here. And now if we place the rocks, we can get more bigger rocks here also. So as you can see that we can place those rocks here and there. Okay. And maybe we can also place a more bigger rock here. So we're going to increase the scale to maybe 2 here. and the minimum scale to 1, and then okay, so as you can see that we procedurally place those rocks here, and now we're going to bake these rock positions here. So in order to do that, we go to this option called this physical layout and select all place actor, and then click on this bake selected actors. And once it bake here, we're going to close this physical layout tab, and then also we go to our selection mode, and now we can select all of these assets here. But if you go to this outliner section, so here is the asset called this actor 0, and if you select this actor, you can select all of these assets together, and now you can also duplicate those assets and place it here and there. So maybe we can place it here, and also we can decrease the scale, and then we place it over here. Okay, just like that. And we can also merge all of this actor to make a single static mesh. So how we can do that? We just select this actor 1 here, and then we go to this tools, and then we go to this merge actor, just click on it, and just click on this merge actors. And we can also save this new asset. So this is the name which is called this merge actor 1. Just save it from here. And once you save, close this window, and here you can get this new static mesh. So now we can apply this static mesh over here, and we can also change this center point. So we come over here and right click on it, and then we go to this pivot, and then we click on this set pivot offset here, and again we right click and go to this pivot and click on this set as pivot offset. Okay, so in that way we can change the pivot offset here, and now you can place those assets here and there according to your need. So as you can see that our scene look really amazing. So take your time to design your level, and in the end you will get this kind of nice result here. Okay, so maybe we can also duplicate this stones asset over here. Okay, so you can see that if you put so many assets, you can get very nice complex design here. And now we're going to use the same technique to design this area here, and then we're going to put the orb here. So for this, first we're going to duplicate the root asset here. So we just duplicate it over here. And then we're going to use some pillar asset here. So we're going to duplicate this one over here, and we rotate this to this side, and then we place it here, and maybe we can increase the scale of this asset. Okay, and also duplicate this one. And maybe we can duplicate some of this temple asset here. Okay, and then finally we're going to use these rock assets. So maybe we can duplicate this one over here. Okay, and again we do the same thing to this side also. So maybe we can duplicate this one only. and again we duplicate those rock asset. And now we're going to put some pillar over here, and inside the pillar we're going to put the orb. So for the pillar, again we're going to use these pillar assets. So maybe we can duplicate this one here. So we just duplicate it over, and also duplicate this one. And also rotate it into this side. Okay, and then we're going to select both of these, and then we duplicate it into this right side here, and we're going to rotate it into this side, and maybe we can put a little bit down here. Okay, and then finally we're going to make another copy, and we place it here. Okay, and here we're going to place the orb here. So for the orb, first we're going to make a sphere model here. So again we go to the selection mode, and then we go to this modeling tool here, and from here we're going to create a sphere. So we just select the sphere from here and place it here, and then we're going to increase the radius. Okay, and everything look nice, and just click on this accept from here, and then we go back to our selection mode, and then we place our orb over here. And now we're going to make a material for our orb. So the material will be illuminated material. So for the material, we go to our content browser, and then right click over here and click on this material, and this will be our orb material. And then we double click to open this material here. So this is our material. So first we're going to make a color for our orb. So we just right click and type for constant, and you will find this node called this constant 3 vector. So just select this one, and then we go to its details panel here, and here from we can change the color. So just click on this color palette here, and then we're going to make a warmish color here. So you're going to select the color from here, and maybe something like this, and just hit OK, and then we connect it with this base color here. So connect it with this base color, and as you can see that the color is very plain here, but we want to make some noise on it. So in order to put the noise, first we're going to enable the engine content for our content browser. So we go to this content browser again. Maybe we can place it over here so we can make a room. So first we go to our content browser, and then we go to the settings tab here, and make sure that you enable the show engine content and the show plugin content. And then we come over here, and then we go down and go to this engine here, and then we go to this content here, and in the search bar we type for noise, and we will find so many noise texture here. So we're going to use this one. So we just bring it over here. So this will be our noise texture, and now we're going to tint the noise color here. So we go to this RGB and hook it with the tint node here. So we go to the search bar and type for tint, and here you will find this node called this color tint HQ. And now we hook this constant 3 vector color to the tint channel here. So we just connect it to this tint color here, and then we connect it with this emissive color node here. But before that, we're going to put a scalar parameter so we can adjust the emissiveness. So for this, we're going to hook this with a multiply node here. So in the search bar, we type for multiply, and here is the multiply node. And then also we go to this B channel here and right click and click on this promote to parameter here. And in this parameter node, we're going to name it as a light intensity, and we're going to put a value over here. So we put 10 here, and then we connect it with this emissive color here. So in that way, we get this kind of nice texture for our orb. But as you can see that the texture is very static here. So in order to put the movement, we're going to put another node here. So we make a room over here, and then we're going to put a node called this panner. So we just right click and search for panner, and here is the panner node. And then we're going to connect this panner node with this UV map here. And then we go to this speed node here and right click and click on this promote to parameter. Okay. And now we're going to put a value on it. So maybe 0.1. And as you can see that when we put the 0.1, the speed is very high. So we're going to make it very slow speed here. So maybe we can put 0.01. So in that way, it will be very subtle speed on here. So this is a very simple node for this orb material. So we just save it from here and then we close this one. And then again go back to our content browser here. And here is the material. So we're going to put this material on this orb. So we just put it over here. Okay, so as you can see that this look really amazing. And also you can see that this orb also emitting the light here. And also we can put a light over here. So we go to this box option again and go to this lights and make a point light here. And then we place the light over here. And also we select this orb and then we go to its details panel, and in the search bar we type for shadow, and we are going to unselect this cast shadow option here because we don't want that this orb going to cast any shadow because it's a light source. So we just uncheck this cast shadow switch here. So in that way it will not casting any shadow here. Okay, and then we going to select our light again. So this is the point light here, and we're going to increase the intensity of this light. So first we're going to place this light properly. So you're going to place this light over here, and then we're going to increase the intensity here. And also you're going to change the color. Okay, so you can see if we uncheck this light, our scene looks something like that. But if you turn on the light here, you can get more light on these pillars here. Okay, and also we can do one thing that we can increase the attenuation radius here. And then also we go to the source radius, we can also increase this value here. And then finally we go down and go to this volumetric scattering intensity, we can increase this value here. So we can get nice volumetric light here. So maybe we can put 5 on it. So in that way we will get this kind of nice volumetric light here. Okay, so this is look very amazing here. And now we're going to design this bottom area here. So for this we're going to use the same technique. So first we're going to select all of these assets from here. And then we're going to rotate some of these assets to it will look not repetitive here. And then we're going to use other assets. So maybe we're going to use these rocks again, and we duplicate it here. And then we're going to put some other assets here. So again we go to this Megascan folder. So we go to this Megascan folder here, and then we go to this 3D assets, and then we go to enable the static mesh filter here. And here from we can get these assets. So we again going to put those assets over here and there. And then we're going to also use the rocks that we built earlier. So we go to this content folder again and uncheck the static mesh filter, and here is the rock. So we're going to place these rocks here. First we're going to increase its scale like this, and then we place it down here. And also we're going to change the axis point to here also. So we just right click over here, and then we go to this pivot and select this set pivot offset here, and again right click on here, and then we go to this pivot again and click on this set as pivot offset. Okay, so now we're going to place these rocks here and there. And I'm just designing this area, but you have to design the whole area so you can get a nice result. But for this demonstration, I am only designing this small part area here. Okay, so now you can see that this area look really amazing. Okay, and now finally we're going to put the decal to make this area little bit of shiny. So for this, again we go to this ancient content folder, and then we go to this Megascan folder, and then we go to this decals folder, and then we go to the leakage, and now we're going to apply this decal here. And also we're going to increase the scale of this decal here. And then we duplicate it multiple times. Wow, with this decal you can see the difference here. Okay, and maybe we're going to duplicate this fire torch, and then we're going to place it here maybe. Okay, so if we press G, so now you can see that this look really amazing. Okay, so I hope you really get the idea. So we almost done here, and now finally we're going to make the particle system around this orb here. And for the particle system, we're going to use a rock model. So I'm going to download some rock model from the Megascan, and here is the rock model that we are going to use. And once you download the asset, you will find those assets inside this Megascan folder. So go to this Megascan folder, then 3D assets, and then select the static mesh filter. And here is all these rock assets here. And now we're going to make a particle system by using the Niagara particle system. And then we're going to assign those rocks to this particle system. So in order to create the particle system, first we go to uncheck the static mesh filter, and then we go to this content, and here we're going to right click on it, and then we click on this Niagara system, and then we have to select a preset. So we're going to select this one, that is the single looping particles. Just select this one and click on this create. So there is our particle system. So now we're going to open this particle system. So this is the Niagara window. So we're going to make a room here. So here it is, and we're going to increase the window size. So we're going to increase the window here, and first we go to this option called this spawn burst instantaneous, and just select this one, and then we're going to increase the spawn count. So maybe we increase it to 100 here for now, and then we go to this particle spawn option here and click on this plus sign, and then we're going to select this option called this shape location. So in that way, we can spawn some particles here. So there is the 100 particles, and initially the particle spawn shape is spherical type. So we're going to change the shape. So we come over here after selecting the shape location, and then we go to its details panel here, and then we go to the shape option, and here is a shape option preset which is set to sphere. So we go to this drop down list, and maybe we're going to select this cylinder here, and then we're going to increase the size here. So we go to the cylinder height, we're going to change the value to maybe 500 here, and also we go to the cylinder radius, we're going to increase this value to maybe 1000. Okay, so in that way you can get this kind of particle system here. And now we're going to change these small particles here with our rock assets. So in order to add the rock asset, first we go to this sprite renderer, we're going to uncheck this, and then we go to this render and go to this plus switch here, and then we select this mesh renderer. Okay, so in that way we have this mesh renderer here, and now we're going to add our rock assets here. So after selecting this mesh renderer, then we go to its details panel, and then we go to this meshes and just expand this one, and now we're going to add our mesh here. So for the mesh, again we go to our content browser here, and then we go to this Megascan, go to this 3D assets, and also enable the static mesh filter, and maybe we can make a room here. So we're going to use those rocks asset here. So we just place it over here, and then we just drag this rock asset over here, and then we're going to use another rock. So we just click on this plus switch here, and here we're going to drag this one, and again do the same thing, click on this plus switch and just drag this rock over here. Okay, so we have these 5 rocks here. But one thing you have noticed that all of these rocks are located in the same direction here. So we're going to put a variation over here. So in order to do that, we go to this particle spawn, and then go to this plus switch here, and then we click on this initial mesh orientation. So in that way you can see that now the particles are oriented differently. And also we're going to randomize the particle sizes, because as you can see that all the particles are in same size here. So for this we go to this initialize particle, and then we go to this mesh attribute here, and go to this mesh scale mode here, and go to this drop down, and then we're going to select this random uniform, and then we're going to put a range over here. So maybe we're going to put a range from 0.5 to 2.5 here. So in that way our particle size will be 0.5 to 2.5 size range. And also we can put some rotation on this particle here. So for the rotation, we go to this particle update option here, and then we go to this plus switch here, and then we select this option called this update mesh orientation. And then you can see that all the particles are start rotating here. But you can see that all the particles are rotating very fast. So we're going to decrease the rotation speed. So we select this update mesh orientation, and then we go to its details panel here, and then we go to this rotation vector, and we're going to decrease the value to maybe 0.1 here. And also we have to do one thing, that we have to loop this rotation, so there will be a seamless rotation to all these particles. And in order to do that, we go to this particle state, and we're going to uncheck this option which says that the kill particle when the lifetime has elapsed. So just uncheck this one, and then we have these 2 more options now. So we're going to select this one. So it says the loop particle lifetime. So we just enable this option. So in that way all the particles are looping after the lifetime elapsed. And also we have to do one thing, that we go to this emitter state, just select this one, and then we're going to change this life cycle mode. So we change this to self. And one last thing we have to do, we go to this very top here and select this Niagara system here, and then we go to this emitter, then we go to this local space, and we just enable this one. Okay, so we all done here, and now we're going to compile this, and then we save this, and then we minimize this one, and then we're going to use this particle system. So we uncheck the static mesh filter, then we go to this content, and here is our particle system. So we just bring our particle system over here, and then we're going to place the particle system over here. Okay, but as you can see that our particles are very small, and also the count is very less. So we're going to adjust it. So again we open this Niagara system here, and then we place it over here, and then we go to this emitter state, and then we select this option called this spawn burst, and here from we can increase the particle count. So maybe we can increase it to 400 here. So in that way we'll get so many particles here. And also we have to increase the size here. So we go to this particle spawn and this initialize particle, and then we go down, and here from we can increase the particle size. So our minimum scale is 5 and the maximum scale will be maybe 5 here. So it all depends on you that how much large you want to be the particles here. And now we're going to save this. Okay, and also minimize this particle system. So this is our particle system. But one issue we have seen that when we look down from this particle here, you can see that all the particles are vanished instantly. And in order to fix this issue, we have to again open our particle system. So we open our particle system from here and we place the particle system here, and then we select this Niagara particle system and we go to this emitter option here, and then we go to this simulation target, and instead of using the CPU simulation, we're going to change it to GPU compute simulation here. And then we go to this fixed bound option here and we set the minimum bound and the maximum bound. So the initially it's set to 100, minus 100, and the max bound is 200. So we're going to extend it to minus 1000, and also we change all of this to minus 1000 here. And this is the minimum, and we also set the maximum bound, so it's set to 100, so we're going to set it to 1000 here. Okay, just like that. And then we're going to save this one. And now if you turn down your camera from this particle system, but you can still see all these particles here. So if you go far from this particle, you can still see all those particles here. Okay, so this is how you can make this kind of particle system. And now we're going to rotate this particle system. So first we're going to select this particle system here, and then we go to this sequencer, and then we go to this plus sign here, and then we go to this actor to sequencer and just click on this new particle system. Okay, so here is our Niagara particle system, and then we go to this plus sign here and we're going to add a transform switch on it. So just click on this transform, and then we go to this transform switch and expand this, and then we go to this rotation, and then we go to this yaw, and you can see that we can rotate this particle system. Okay, so first we're going to make a keyframe here. So we go to this keyframe interpolation method and we change this to linear, and also we check on this auto keyframe switch here, and then we go to this yaw and make a keyframe here, and then we go to the very end frame here, and then we're going to rotate this. So now if we play, you can see that we can make this kind of nice rotation to this particle system here. And now we're going to make some copies of this particle system. So we select this Niagara system here, and then we press and hold the Alt key and just drag this axis to make a duplicate copy here. And then also we press R to get this scale gizmo, and we're going to decrease the scale here. So we're going to decrease the scale like this. So we have smaller particles here. Okay, and also we do the same thing here to make the rotation. So we go to the very initial frame here, and then we go to this plus sign, then we go to this actor to sequencer and select this Niagara system here. And again we go to this plus switch and make a transform switch here, and then we expand this, go to this rotation, and then we go to this yaw value here and make a keyframe, and then we go to the very end frame and we make a rotation here. And as you can see that we rotate it opposite twice. So again we go to the very end frame and we make a positive rotation here. Okay, so now we can get this kind of rotations here. And also we do the same thing one more time. So we select these big particles here, and then we duplicate these particles over here, and maybe we can increase the scale a little bit more for this particle here, and we place it a little bit higher here like this. And again we do the same thing for this particle to make the rotation. So this is the way you can put this particle system over here. And sometimes you can see that some of these particles are intersect here like this. So you can do one thing, that you can change the position here or maybe decrease the scale little bit down. Okay, so in that way you can make this kind of nice particle system here. Okay, So maybe we can also enable this looping option here, so the video will be looped forever. Okay, and now we're going to design this orb here a little bit. So again, we're going to put some asset from the ancient content. So I go to this content browser, and then we go to this ancient content, and then we go to this geometry folder, and then we go to this Pyre rock collection here, and we're going to use this rock asset. So we just bring it over here, and we're going to decrease the scale here like this, and then we're going to place it here. Okay, and then we're going to duplicate it one more time, and then rotate this to this side here. So now you can get this kind of nice design here. Okay, and also we're going to duplicate this rock asset, and maybe we can place it underneath here. So this is how you can design this scene. And also we have some of this rock asset here, so we're going to duplicate it to place it here and there. So as you can see that this look really amazing. And now we're going to put some local fog here. So for the local fog, we have some fog material inside this ancient content. So we go to the ancient content again, and then we go to this geometry folder, and here you will find these fog cards. So just open this folder, and in order to apply those fog cards, we have to put a plane model here. So we go to this box option, and then we go to the shapes, and we put a plane model here. So here is our plane, and then we're going to apply this fog material on it. So we're going to use this material instance. So we just drag and drop over here, and then we're going to increase its scale. So we're going to increase the scale, and also we rotate this, and then also we rotate into this side. Okay, so in that way we can get this kind of nice fog here. So these are the local fog. So we're going to increase its scale, and then we're going to place it down. Okay, and also we're going to change the parameters. So we're going to open this material instance, and then we going to some adjustment over here. So first you go to this opacity option here, and if you increase this value, you can get more opaque fog here like this. And also we're going to increase the fade distance, so we can get nice gradual fade here. Okay, maybe we can decrease the opacity a little bit down. Okay, so like that. And also we going to place these fog cards here and there. And then we minimize this material parameter here. So this is it, and this is how you can make this kind of nice volumetric scene here. So I go through all the steps so you can easily make this kind of scene, and I hope you really enjoy this tutorial. So now we're going to make a simple camera animation to make a nice cinematic scene here. So we go to the sequencer tab, and then we go to the very first frame here, and then we go to this camera here. So here is our cine camera actor, and we go to this camera component, and also we have this transform switch. So we make a keyframe here, then we go to the very end frame here, and we push our camera over here. Okay, so let's see how it look like. Wow, you can see this look really amazing. And also we have this mannequin over here, so maybe we can delete this mannequin now, and let's see. Wow, maybe we can go to the very first frame and make our camera a little bit down here from the initial side, and now play here. Wow, so this is it, and this is how I make this entire scene. So I hope you really get the idea, and by following this tutorial you can easily make this kind of scene here. And now I'm going to show you that how you can render it in a high quality. So for the render, we're going to use the movie render queue. So for the movie render queue, we have to enable a plugin. So we go to this edit, then we go to this plugins, and in the search bar we type for movie render queue, and here you will find this movie render queue plugin. Just enable it from here, and also enable this movie render queue additional render passes. And maybe you are prompt to restart your engine, so just restart. So we close this plugin bar, and now we're going to render it. So we go to this window, and then we go to the cinematics, and we have this movie render queue plugin here. So just click on it, and then we go to this render tab, and we select our sequence. So in this case, tutorial sequence is our sequence. Then we go to this unsafe config, and first we're going to delete this JPEG sequence, and then we go to this settings, and we enable this anti-aliasing, and go to this temporal sample count, and we change this to 16 here, and also click on this override. And also we have to make some warm-up frame count here, so we just make those tick here, and likewise we have to make some warm-up frame here also. And then we go to the settings and go to this camera, then we go to the shutter timing, and we change this to frame close. Again we go to the settings, then we go to these console variables, and here we're going to put a console variable. So we go to this plus switch here, and then in this console variable tab we type r.screen percentage. So here it is, and we put the value 100 here. Then go to this game overrides, and we don't need to change anything here. Again we go to the settings, go to the high resolution, and we override the subsurface scattering here. And then again we go to the settings, and we use this EXR sequence, so we just select this one. Then we finally go to the output, and here from you can change the path where you want to save your render here, and then you going to increase or decrease the resolution if you want. And also here from you can change the frame rate. So maybe we can use this 23.976 frame rate here. Then we click on this accept, and then finally just click on this render local, and your render file will be ready. So this is it, and this is how I make this entire scene. So I hope you really get the idea, and you can easily make this kind of scene. So if you like this kind of video, I recommend you to check my other videos, and if you like those videos, please do subscribe this channel and turn the notification on. So this is for today, and we will see in my next video. So till then, take care and bye bye.